KEZI TV, Eugene.
On this Veterans Day, we focus on the tragic incident on the USS Pueblo.
We take you back again to 1968 and show you how the ship's capture sent rippling effects in our lives. Rob McMichaels narrates.
Hardly a week went by, it seemed like that somebody in the Emerald Empire, we weren't having a story about some soldier or Marine, Air Force serviceman from this area being killed in Vietnam.
It was tough. There were a lot of families that were turned upside down. And ours, you know, because my brother-in-law became a POW and was released in, I believe it was 73.
A chapter from 68, a family's grief, a sailor's death. Not in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam, but in the waters off North Korea, on an American surveillance ship called the USS Pueblo. The sailor's name was Dwayne Hodges.
Dwayne Hodges was a Cresswell farm boy, had gone in the Navy, was on the Pueblo when the North Koreans captured it. We got the news story that one person had been killed.
There came a call that there was this international incident. One of the people on board the Pueblo, it's a small boat, was from Cresswell. So we thought we would go down and talk to the parents of Dwayne Hodges. And so there they were, the only, you know, they had a picture of their son. So we talked to them very briefly.
We're sure hoping and praying that God will move and bring that ship out without no more harm.
Visited with them very shortly, not knowing, you know, what was going on, who the victim was or anything like that. And then the next morning we find out that it was their son. And I think those things kind of hit you harder.
That was bringing the Cold War pretty close to home.
The irony of that worked on my mind for a long period of time, still does, that the Hope family, so instrumental in adopting so many Korean children, should be involved with Korea. And here is a boy from their tiny little hometown who was the only victim of the Pueblo shooting off the coast of Korea. It just boggled my mind. It was a hard year, woo, and we had no idea how much harder it was going to get.
So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
It is ironic, and it is also terribly sad, that the world's greatest pacifist since Mahatma Gandhi should succumb to violence, should succumb to the bullet of the assassin. I will request Secretary of State Clay Myers to fly the Capitol flags at half-staff tomorrow as a symbol of the era.
The harvest of hate has deprived us of his leadership at a period in our history when we needed it the most.
I was there.
Our nation has
the complete grief, you know, that overtook people was just stunning. This enormous depletion of spirit. People were not only shocked, but they were devastated. How can we live in a country in which that could happen?
And when these riots and this lawlessness and this violence takes place, whether it's in New York or Chicago or Los Angeles, it affects everybody's life. You can't separate yourself. You're in Eugene, Oregon, can't separate yourself.
When Bobby Kennedy came to town, Fred Webb was a KEZI TV newsman.
In fact, one of the best incidents I ever had was not when he was campaigning. He went over to Hayward Field and he spoke and all that sort of thing. But when his mom came to campaign, she held a little news conference down at the Eugene Hotel. There was this very proud mother who'd just been absolutely hit by tragedy.
Tennis, her Bobby would be skiing someplace, or he'd be doing the rapids. What do you call them, the rapids? Shooting the rapids.
The Oregon primary is the only election Robert Kennedy ever lost. And he was defeated here by Eugene McCarthy.
Well, I think what I've received up to now, I'd have to say I'll do well.
A lot of Oregonians didn't buy the Kennedy mystique. He went from here to California where he was killed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard an alarming report that Robert Kennedy was shot.
Oh, my God.
I was sitting up watching the coverage. And that's the first thing that flashed in my mind. I just remember this mom in this hotel room. And I just said, oh, God, how much more can this woman take? It was really, that's the thing that hit me more than anything else.